Today on DNVR Buffs Live, we have been stuck in the airport for 5 hours and counting. And so why not we just do a podcast from right here in the airport? We're going to be talking about this matchup with TCU. And, of course, we give our picks for the week, which I happen to be winning. Let's do it.
Nation.
Let's go, baby.
Squad.
Oh, this could get delusional.
Coming to you live from frickin' DIA. It's DNVR Buffs Live.
Government shutdowns, not chill.
Not ideal.
Why does this always happen to us?
It usually doesn't happen to me.
Why does this always happen to me?
I was going to say, I'm blaming you.
Why? Why can't I just get from point A to point B with just as less friction as possible?
Well, I've told you that people like to fuck with you because your reactions are funny. And it might just be the universe also thinks your reactions are funny.
The universe just hates me. I mean, I pretty much accept it.
Maybe this is a blessing, y'all.
Oh, okay.
Maybe this is where
Everything
we're supposed
happens for
to
a
be,
reason.
right? Like maybe us being here saved us, from somewhere or something that we weren't supposed to be doing or something we weren't supposed to be at,
That is a great point.
That's the way I'm choosing to look at it, at least for right now. Maybe
That
in
is
half
a
an
great
hour I
point.
might not look at it that way, but right now, that's how I'm choosing to do it. It's all
You never
God's
know what
plan.
could be happening where you would have been.
Exactly right, dog. I'm happy to be right here in this seat, sitting next to my dogs, man.
I'm happy to be able to say I've done a live show from the airport.
Yeah.
Check it off the list.
This will be one of them ones, that's for sure.
Yes, exactly.
Today on the show.
What's up, chat?
Hello, chat. How is everyone doing? Today on the show, we are going to be previewing and scouting TCU. Offense and defense, a brutal injury report for both teams, which we will get into. And then picks, Week 6 picks, marquee college football games, Big 12 games, 5 Big 12 games we're picking, actually.
Sheesh.
So how is everyone's day going?
Honestly, it could be so much worse.
It really could, bro.
Like, I got here pretty early. I saw that our flight was delayed for a while, so then I went and kind of did my own thing because I'm like, I'm gonna be hanging out with the squad a lot. Went and did my own thing for a while. Then I met up with the squad. The squad's doing great. I've had some meetings, got some stuff done, and we just had to switch our flight. Yeah, by the way, guys, our actual flight no longer happening.
Yep, it's over.
So we had to get a whole new flight. But the good news about that is our new flight's on United, which means after this show, I get to go to the United Club. And I'm looking forward to that.
Shout out to the United Club. I'm
Shout
doing
out
all
to
right,
them.
though, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, at this moment in time, I'm choosing to take the glass half full approach and, just enjoy my day and my time. We're still lucky. We're blessed individuals. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I'm choosing to look at it right now. We could be doing a lot worse.
True. Yeah.
How you feeling, broski?
Hanging on by a thread, I can feel
No, I'm doing all right. I actually thought I'd be doing a lot worse at this point, considering the lack of sleep that I put upon myself last night. But, yeah, we're here. We got a football game eventually, so I'll be all right. We're going back to TCU.
Also,
I'll be fine.
There's a beautiful saying that a wise man once said, which is the show must go on.
True.
And I love that we're in this situation and the show will go on. Anyone who ever thinks that they could stop the show from going on must feel quite defeated. The show will go on.
It always will. Always will. No matter where we are. All right. Like I said, we'll get into the injury report. But TCU. I mean, does the season to this point kind of take away how excited we are to go back to where it all began?
What is that?
How excited are you to go back to TCU?
I'm excited, man. I feel like that if anything is going to turn the season around, turn the vibes around, it's a return to the beginning. A return to where it all started.
Yeah.
And maybe just like a memory kind of clicking in for the people that were there in that day. Mm-hmm. And when I think about that day and what made it so special, what comes to me is buy-in.
Yep.
Every single person that got on that plane from, just outside of Boulder, Colorado, and landed in Fort Worth believed. Mm-hmm. To not need to use any more words than that. Everyone believed. And when we talked to the players, whether that was in the lobby of the hotel or on the show, or when we talked to the coaches on the show, the sense of belief was so overwhelming that I almost forgot that they were a 24-point underdog at one point and just thought, insane. I don't really see any way this team doesn't win. And so I wonder if, the Ben Finnisests of the world who were there, or, you could go on down the line, Omari and Miller who was there, if setting foot back in the city, in that stadium, is kind of just oh, man, how do we get back to that? What do I need to say to these guys? What about the guys who weren't there? What do they need to be reminded of? And to me, it would be that the belief in Coach Prime, the belief in the goal, the belief in the mission was all 100% across the board, and that's why they were able to accomplish something that nobody else believed they could do.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of believe in manifesting your dreams type of thing.
Definitely.
And so tomorrow, when the team shows up and they walk into Amon G. Carter Stadium and they look around and they just see, for Omari and Carter, Arden, there's a handful of guys who were on this JB, who were on this team in 23 who are still here. We talked a lot about leadership.
Yep.
What better moment to step up? What better moment to step up for those guys than when you're walking around that stadium, grab everyone together, man. Just remember why literally almost everyone. We talked to Micah earlier this week. He's like, yeah, I'm here because of that game, basically.
Yeah.
There's got to be 40, 50 plus of those guys who that TCU game greatly impacted why Colorado was on their radar. So we got to get those vibes, those feelings, that motivation back from that weekend.
Correct me if I'm wrong, because I wasn't at the TCU game in 2023, but did it feel like to y'all that Colorado was playing like a desperate team? Like they were playing like a team that had everything on the line, like everything to prove in that moment in terms of the intensity, the play-to-play? Yes or no?
Yeah, they were coming off a Natty appearance where they got flat out embarrassed. I think they were motivated to show. Clearly the season went how it went for them. They finished 5-7.
Yeah.
But I think they were determined to show that it wasn't a fluke. First off.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they wanted to stop all the hype and everything coming out of Colorado too.
I'm talking about from Colorado's perspective.
Oh, from Colorado. I'm sorry.
And I feel like when Coach Gunner was asked about it yesterday, right, and he was like, that was a moment where we proved to everybody that we were for real, that we weren't just glitz and glamour. And, I feel like that's the mentality that this team has to take into Saturday night. They have to play like a desperate team, a team that just blew an opportunity last week, that is now, 0-2 in the Big 12, looking for the first Big 12 win of the season, the first win against a Power 4 team. And when, Coach Prime this week was asked about his message to the team, he goes, I want them to play like their life, like their career is on the line. I want them to play with full intensity and passion. And that's just the team I want to see. And I don't know if we've seen that version of this team this year where it's like they are playing like everything is on the line with their hair on fire, flying downhill, 110% effort on every play. That's just what this team has to show everybody on Saturday night. And it's on, in my opinion, those guys, the JBs, the Arden, the Amarion, the Ben Finnisests, to get everybody in that mode. Like, listen, last time we was here, this was the standard. This is how we all played.
Yep.
And those got to be the guys to galvanize the rest of that group, the rest of that team, the guys who weren't here, to make sure that they're playing up to that level that we all have to see.
Yeah, I'll go back to – I think you're right that those guys were playing like everything was on the line.
Yeah.
It almost felt like a playoff game, or like just
Like, I remember afterwards, even like, I think Zay had like, he was crying
He was,
after the
yeah.
game. Like,
who else? Mikey Harrison was
Yeah,
crying.
like,
I remember Unk had a video with him after, and he was just like, "You guys don't know how bad it was before this. Like, I've been dying for a moment like this since I got to see you."
they poured everything into that game.
They
all
really
of those
did.
guys.
And the other thing that I really felt in that game, aside from belief and aside from playing so hard, was playing for each other.
Definitely.
I really felt like, you go back to like Dylan's long run out of the half off the screen.
Oh, yeah.
Like those guys were blocking downfield. People were throwing their bodies in the way to just make something happen. And like you go through that whole game and just watch. Like the defense didn't play great, but boy did they play hard. And it felt like they were playing for each other. And offensively, it really felt like those guys were willing to do whatever it took to put on a show and to make something happen for their brothers.
Yep. I mean, that's why leadership is so important, right? I mean, you need someone to carry the flag into battle like that. You need someone to emerge for this weekend, like Shador and Travis were in that game in terms of just – I mean, that's what spurred the belief in that game, obviously, right?
What?
I mean, Shador and Travis.
Yeah, but also Jimmy. Jimmy had over 100 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Four receivers had 100 yards that game.
Yes.
I mean, Shador set the school passing record in that game, bro.
Did Dylan have 3 touchdowns?
Yes.
Dylan had 3 touchdowns.
Yes.
His first game as a true freshman.
Yes.
4 receivers over 100 yards. Shador sets the all-time single-game passing record. I just remember, we had a big crew of DNVR Buffs people up in the stands, and I just remember just screaming, "We're back." Just over and over and over again, and it just echoing throughout. But I say it, someone else would say it, someone else would say it, I'd say it. It was just we're so fucking back.
Totally. Shout out Dean, man. Appreciate you, brother.
Squad.
Dylan might have had 4 touchdowns.
Oh man, I can't remember. He at least had 3. I remember him doing the.
Yeah, I think it might have been 4.
Might have been.
Because he had one off that toss.
Yep.
Toss read. That was a great play. Then there was one on a 4th down. They did a play action.
Mm-hmm.
And it was man coverage, so they couldn't. And he went across the formation.
Yeah, the last
so they
touchdown.
Couldn't get across.
Yeah.
Yep. So he got that one. He obviously had the screen.
Dylan had 4 total touchdowns that game.
Yeah.
Damn.
159 total yards and 4 total touchdowns on only,
bro,
11 touches.
Yeah, bro.
Holy!
It was a movie.
We were having so much fun, man.
Holy!
It was unbelievable.
Bro, he had 11 touches. 4 of them were for touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And 2 of them are 50 plus.
I think the next day, ESPN did a Heisman top 5, and it was Shador, Travis, Dylan, and 2 other guys.
That's insane, man.
What a game.
Shador threw the ball 47 times, had 9 incompletions.
and yes, Don Juan brings up probably the best lasting moment from that game.
Totally.
The Travis Hunter interception.
Oh, yeah.
And more importantly, the clip that Darius got from right on the goal line with the TCU students actually, throw it at Travis, let's go. And then he picks it.
Who said it?
Who said it? Who said it?
Who said it?
And I know who said it. Is the guy on the far left when he pans around. Because right as Darius says who said it, his friend looks right at him.
You go own up to that?
Yeah,
you going to fess up to that?
Say it?
You think that guy shows up to the game on Saturday?
For sure. For sure.
Might be the rowdiest one
If
there.
somehow you're out there listening, please just fess up and let us interview you. We'll make it fun and funny.
Someone find that man. All right, let's take our first break, and then we'll get into scouting TCU.
By the way, Dylan didn't score another touchdown that season until the last game.
Oh, boy.
The Utah game, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Trick play, Jimmy to Dylan.
That's crazy.
Shout out to our friends over at Game Time. If you're headed out to Fort Worth or you're already in Texas and you want to head up the game, you got to talk to our friends over at Game Time. When you do that, make sure you sign up with the promo code BUFFS, BUFFS. You'll get $20 off your first purchase. Obviously, NFL, NCAA, football, all that stuff's going on. We got baseball playoffs. I think we're a week away from Avs and NHL, and then NBA is right around the corner as well. Concerts are still going crazy right now as the weather's beginning to cool down. So whatever your ticketing needs, make sure you hit up our friends over at Game Time. Again, use the promo code BUFFS, BUFFS. When you sign up, you'll get $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code BUFFS, BUFFS for $20 off. Tap ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today.
And shout out to the squad, our good friends over at Bet365, man. We are in the thick of the football season. I just got in on the action earlier today for my college football slate, and I did it with our friends over at Bet365. They are the best spot location for you to get you some winnings, especially with their football early payout offer. This applies for both the NFL and college football. You are a winner if your team goes up by just 17 points. Instant payout on straight bets and parlay selections are marked as winners. Download the app and use that code DNVR365 when you sign up. New customers now get $200 in bonus bets when you bet $5. Win or lose. Sign up, use that code DNVR365. Deposit $10 and place a bet for $5 to get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins or loses. Those bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, player props, futures, and more. So whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. You must be 21 plus and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. Shout out to the squad over at Bet365.
All right. Let's start previewing this game. Unfortunately, for the second week in a row, we're going to have to start off with our common spirit injury report because this is it's brutal on both sides, and it could define, what each team's what their approach is going to be coming into this game. We talked to our guy Jamie from 247 who covers TCU. That's up on YouTube if you want to go check that out.
Please do. And
asked him about Kavorian Barnes, the starting running back at TCU, and Eric McAlister. He sounded very optimistic that Kavorian Barnes will play. He, I think, shed the non-contact jersey yesterday at TCU practices.
Yep.
Eric McAlister is a different story, though. We can go into the Buffs injuries right now if you want. This isn't even the whole injury report. What you're seeing on the screen right now, we had to break this up into two graphics, first off. And then we had to leave off a lot of names. Like a lot of the guys who haven't dressed so far this season, most of them didn't make this injury report, but starting with out, R.J. Johnson's out again. Simeon Price, no surprise. Not getting Tawfiq Thomas back hurts as well. You're also down a tight end this weekend with Savell Smalls, who's already been ruled out. And then doubtfuls, man. There's a chance, but I'd probably say, 25% is doubtful?
I do believe that last week Makari Vickers on the first injury report was doubtful. He ended up suiting up. Don't think he really ended up playing much.
And I think I said that during the week. I was like, he's going to have to suit up.
Yeah, and he did.
Just in case of an emergency.
Yeah.
Right. Well, he's questionable now this week. The doubtful still, though, Isaiah Harge, Anquin Barnes, Tavian Coleman has two defensive tackles. That is brutal.
That's tough.
If you go to the next slide, though, Alyssa, a little bit more optimistic.
Which, by the way, that's four defensive tackles in out or questionable.
Yeah.
If that was an NFL team, they'd be signing guys off the street to play this weekend.
Yep.
No doubt. Especially with Tavian Coleman, that's a big – him and Barnes are big losses. Barnes has been pretty much a starter on the interior all season. And Tavian Coleman, in my opinion –
he's graded out as one of their best defensive players.
He kind of broke out a little bit, Tavian Coleman, last week. And that's rough. Anquin Barnes has played the second most snaps among defensive linemen on Colorado this year. Tavian Coleman has played the third most snaps. So those are two big losses.
So there you go. There's your Common Spirit injury report. Experience the difference compassion makes. Find a Common Spirit location near you and discover a new standard of health and healing by visiting mountain.commonspirit.org. Common Spirit Health, official healthcare partner of the Denver Broncos. What side of the ball do we want to start on, offense or defense for Colorado?
For the scout, for what?
For TCU, yeah.
So let's start with Colorado's defense because I believe that is going to be the key to the football game.
Yeah, so you're playing one of the best quarterbacks in the country in Josh Hoover. He may be down his top target, but they got some guys in the stable ready to go in that wide receiving core.
Yeah.
Again, if Kavorian Barnes is back, that'll help balance them out. Sonny Dykes was earlier this week talking about how they want to run the ball more and how to have a better run-pass balance. We'll see if that happens, if Barnes is able to play. But to me, what it really comes down to is what won you the game 2 years ago at TCU. You got to get timely turnovers. Mm-hmm. Trevor Woods, big interception on the first drive. That wiped out, they drove all the way down the field that first drive.
Yep.
And Trevor came up clutch there. Obviously, the legendary Travis Hunter interception in the end zone. Just one of the greatest plays you'll ever see. But also, that's a scoring chance they just took away.
Two
2 of them. You
Yeah.
got to take those away, man. You got to win this turnover battle, and you have to get Josh Hoover. You have to put pressure on him because ASU got after him last week. I mean, the dude was his confidence has to be a little shaken.
He was
after that.
sacked a career high 6 times last week.
Yep.
Career high.
And lost the ball on a fumble.
Yep.
One of those sacks.
Threw 2 picks, lost the fumble, 3 turnovers.
What's his total turnovers on the season, or at least total interceptions?
I got it here for a second. He has thrown 4 interceptions this season to 11 passing touchdowns.
Yeah, so half of his interceptions last
Yep.
week. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Are you done?
Are you done?
Yeah, I was done.
Oh, I would just say for Colorado's defense, it's going to come down to 2 very important situational football situations, so to speak, right? 3rd down and red zone.
Yep.
3rd down, TCU has been really good on 3rd down from an offensive perspective so far this year. They are 2nd in the Big 12 in 3rd down conversion. They are 57% on 3rd downs this year so far. That is elite, and that is something that Colorado has. That's a down that Colorado's defense has to win more times than not to give their offense more opportunities to prevent TCU from sustaining these long drives and staying on the field. 3rd down is going to be massive. And like I said, red zone as well. As good as TCU has been on 3rd down, they have not been very good in the red zone. They are 14th in red zone conversion percentage in the Big 12 so far this
Colorado
season.
is by chance?
Right around middle of the pack. They are 8th in the Big 12. Really good, though. 91% of Colorado's red zone trips have been converted into points.
They don't turn the ball over that much.
Exactly. And I think the only one they missed, if I'm not mistaken, was when Mata's field goal was blocked. Was at either Delaware or Wyoming.
It had to be Wyoming. They have 5 block kicks at this
Yeah,
point.
that's exactly right. So that's what it's going to be for Colorado's defense. Can you win 3rd down? Can you win in the red zone? Can you force, when TCU inevitably gets into the red zone, can you force them into a couple of field goals? Or to your point, can you get a couple of timely turnovers
steal possessions
in the red zone as well? So that's going to be the big thing that I'm watching for Colorado's defense on Saturday night.
Yeah. My eyes are on Robert Livingston. And this is just one of those games where if you're going to win it, you're going to need your coordinator to come up with a fantastic game plan to help you overcome the fact that, 1, you're shorthanded, and 2, you're going up against a incredibly high-flying offense that has a lot of firepower. Now, they could be down one of their best, if not their best player on the whole team. But still, it is a moving fast, coming right at you type of offense that I think if you dial up the right game plan, you have a chance.
Yeah.
And it's a crazy thing in football where sometimes game planning is kind of like a dice roll, where sometimes you just roll the perfect number and they don't.
Yep.
And that's when you see these big upsets. It happens. It's more clear in the NFL, where all of a sudden you'll just see a team that was expected to lose just blows out another team, and it's just like, yep, they just nailed the game plan and the other team didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And I think back to a game in 2019 that the Buffs had against a USC offense that featured Keaton Slovis, a quarterback. It had Amon-Ra St. Brown. It had Michael Pittman. It had Drake London. It had Velus Jones Jr.
Wow.
It was Tyler Vaughn's. It had an
sick.
absolutely sick offense.
What happened to Tyler Vaughn's?
And the Buffs were never going to be able to match up with them from a talent perspective.
Yeah.
And you were never going to be able to stop them.
But
and there's multiple buts. But their coordinator at the time, which, golly, I wish I could remember his name, super Southern guy, heavy accent, hilarious kind of guy. But he dialed up what would seem like an insane game plan, which was like heavy pressure all game long. What happened was they did get cooked. They gave up 400 passing yards to Keaton Slovis. Michael Pittman went for 156. Tyler Vaughn's went for over 100. Drake London went for 85. But still another butt coming. But they turned them over 3 times. And what happened was Colorado was actually in the lead at the very end of the game. I think they were up 31-28 with the last drive remaining. Well, they ended up losing. But that game plan, which no one really saw coming because they hadn't been bringing heavy pressure at all that year, gave them an opportunity to create some chaos, create some havoc, and actually gave them a huge opportunity to win the game. And they got another strip sack on the final drive that they just didn't recover.
Wow.
Had they recovered it, they would have won the game. So, like, that's the type of thing where it's just like sometimes you need a stroke of genius from one of your coaches. I think that's really important from Robert Livingston this weekend.
Yeah. Last thing on the defense before we move on, secondary has to step up. Just point blank, they have to step up. Makari's questionable now. Hopefully he's able to go and, give you significant snaps. And, if they start Tayon or whatever, if he's not playing well, you need to have someone else to go to. The secondary just has to step up. They have to play better. They have to trust, their technique. There's so much reaching and grabbing and panicking going on.
Yeah.
I know these are good football players. It's just that's what's going on. They're just not putting themselves in position, and they're panicking when the ball is thrown their way.
And if this is a team that has the depth that the coaches like to tell us, or that we think this team has, we got to see it, especially when you're down some guys. Tyreek Davis is somebody I would like to see. His first action this season wasn't great. He would like that back, but we haven't seen much, if at all, from him since then. And this is somebody who I was pretty high on this offseason based on his last 2 seasons at Wyoming. Seemingly had a really good fall camp as well leading into the season. But I think it was a mistake early on in week 1 against Georgia Tech. And since then, we haven't really seen him on the field. Again, if Makari isn't really able to go, RJ's out again. And if Parks isn't giving you what you need as that third cornerback, give Tyreek a shot, man. Because Hoover is going to throw it quite a bit. Even if Barnes is back, which I think he will be, which is going to be a big boost for them. Hoover, that's just what their DNA is.
Yeah, you need to expect at least 35, 40 passes.
100, especially when they're playing with tempo the way they do, with the no huddle. And that's what Coach Prime talked about, too. And it's another big thing that Colorado's even is going to have to do is prevent big plays. Coach Prime said this week, he goes, we have to stop explosions. They're going to run a tempo offense, which they do really well. So we have to get the plays in and out, and make sure we're on the same page. Communication is going to be massive this week again, especially when they're rushing up to the line of scrimmage to get to the next play. So, it's going to be a lot on the defense this week because they don't have to play perfect by any means because TCU is going to score points and they're going to get in the end zone.
Yeah.
But it's just about, like I said earlier, situational football and creating 1 or 2 of those timely turnovers that you're talking about, Jake.
Yeah, and just my opinion's right. Pressure helps the secondary. I mean, totally. And you need to get more pressure. I mean, 6 sacks to this point in the season. Martavius has 1. Tawfiq has a half. We've seen Alexander McPherson at times. We need him to kind of step up and, have an impact in this game. You got to get after him. ASU kind of laid out the blueprint, at least defensively, for you last week. For sure. So, you got to force them into mistakes. I think didn't they have a pick 6 in that game, or was that the week before that ASU had a pick 6? Either way.
Yeah. And I feel like ASU, not all the time, but they got to Hoover a good amount without even setting pressure or without even setting blitz. It's like winning with your front 4. And that's why I would love to see Arden Walker, again, being one of those guys who was at that TCU game in 2023. Keaton Wade as well. Not that he was there in 23, but I want to see those
Amari
2 guys
there?
impact Josh Hoover and get him off his spot and get him rattled a little bit because say what you want, I like Josh Hoover. His confidence has to be shaken a little bit by what transpired in the second half of that game last week against Arizona State.
Yeah.
And if any of that carries over into this week, that could really benefit CU and their defense.
Facts.
Let's take our next break. We'll get to the offense, and then we'll do picks as well. Shout out to our friends over at Coors Light. Shout out Coors Light.
For real.
We got it's too far away from us. There's a Coors Light sports bar around here.
Yep. Got myself a little 22-ouncer earlier.
Helped us, kill a little bit of time, kind of pick up the vibes.
Calm down, brother. Calm down.
You're crazy, bro.
I was like, whoa, I didn't think we were admitting that again.
Oh, my God.
I'm done. Bro, read the ad, bro.
Whether you're coming to the game or you're back in Denver, head over to the DNVR bar. The Coors Lights are going to be flowing there. But shout out Coors Light, man. They're the best. Come out to a tailgate. We'll have plenty of that stuff there. Broncos or Buffs, actually. We'll have plenty of Coors Lights for you. Sorry.
And shout out.
Make the most of the times you choose to chill. Choose Coors Light to get it delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/DNVR. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado beer.
Shout out to the wonderful folks over at the Rocky Mountain Cancer Centers taking care of us here in Colorado. For decades, you've stood by your team through every season, every step back, every comeback, wearing that worn-in jersey, cheering from some lucky seats. It's not about the team. It's about the family, the legacy, the love of the game. At the Rocky Mountain Cancer Centers, they get that kind of loyalty because they've been here for more than 30 years standing with Colorado families, treating more adults with cancer than anyone else in the state. When life gets tough, they never stop showing up. And right now, it's Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. You guys know the deal. If you haven't already, get checked. Encourage your friends, encourage your family, encourage anyone in your life that you care about to go get checked because it's a very treatable cancer if you catch it early. So let's make sure we are on our stuff when it comes to this, fellas. Rocky Mountain Cancer Center, the official sponsor of Denver sports fans. Head to RockyMountainCancerCenters.com to learn more.
All right, to the offensive side of the ball. I feel like this is quite simple, too. Colorado does one thing really well. You want to keep TCU's offense off the field, you got to run the football. This has to be, if you want to win this game, this has to be the best rushing performance of the Coach Primera, I think.
By a lot. What is the best right now? Like last week?
Last week's up there.
I think it might have been maybe Wyoming. They ran for 193 as a team. I think that's
they were
the high
pretty
mark.
close to that last week, though, too, weren't they?
Not necessarily.
Well,
yeah,
the
172
well, the
last
Caden
week.
sacks kind of took that out. But either way, you found something with Draylon Miller.
Yep.
You found a wrinkle, a real, kind of just a tool in the bag that you can go to take you out of tough times. Whether it's, obviously I think we talked about this yesterday. They have to do kind of more off that package. You can't just run Draylon straight ahead and just hope that he picks up 10 yards a clip like he was last week. I hope they get a little bit more creative with it. Caden's got to run well. He can't take any sacks. Just put the ball up. Please, God, put the ball up just a few times for these guys.
Yeah.
Again, I think it's pretty simple.
You saw what Jordan Tyson did last week against TCU defense.
He went crazy.
Went stupid.
I also think it's simple. And I am, at heart, a pass-the-ball guy. Mm-hmm. If it was my offense, there would be a lot of throwing it. But this offense is not – that's not what it does best.
Yeah.
And as a team, you have to lean in, especially going into almost the second half of the season. You got to lean into what you do best. And so you run the ball, and then you run the ball again, and when you think, should we pass it now, you say, no, we should run it again. And you could you could go and wildcat for an entire drive.
They almost did it to a touchdown last week on that drive. Draylon, 3 runs in a row.
I watched ASU as a heavy underdog, actually, against U of A 2 years ago, which is kind of crazy to think about. Go with their tight end, Jalen Conyers, at quarterback for the entire first series. They went down and scored a touchdown just doing that because you can bully teams and knock them onto their back feet. So I think that you said it, Jake. If they're going to win this football game, the 100-yard streak ends this week.
Yes.
And it might need to end twice or thrice.
You need to channel what the receivers did in 23 with the running game.
Yes.
Could you imagine?
I mean, Draylon, Micah, and Caden.
Right.
It's possible.
It's plausible. Yeah, exactly right.
Run the ball 50 times.
We're in lockstep there. What I wrote in my preview today that's coming out later on the DNVR.com, at least for the offense side of the ball, is feature Draylon Miller. Mm-hmm. Especially if it's clear that taking most of the receiving responsibilities off his belt.
He's a running back
as a traditional receiver. Lean into that. Like, there's no reason he shouldn't touch the ball 16-plus times tomorrow.
And you know what? Also, take him. Don't do it out of the Wildcat. Put him just next to Caden Salter in regular formations and run read option with Caden and Draylon Miller.
100%. I mean, those three in the backfield together is going to give defenses fits. It did last week, and even with, TCU having some film on it after seeing it last week, there has to be different variations that you can play off of that because those three back there together, their skill sets are so different, but each of them are explosive in their own ways. Like that, I don't know if it has to be the bread and butter of this offense, but it should be the bread and butter of this game plan for Saturday night against TCU. make TCU show you that they can stop it with their physicality, with their front seven. Let's get Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo needs to be on the field quite a bit.
Yes.
And based on what we heard from Gunner this week, seems like that is going to be somewhat like the case. 6 offensive linemen should be on the field quite a bit on Saturday night. You should have multiple running threats on the field at a time on Saturday night. And this offensive line is playing their tails off, man.
Yep.
All 5 of them.
Yep.
All 6 to 7 of them.
7.
If you,
Yeah,
you want
keep
to,
going.
you want to include up to 7, I'm with it. They're playing their tails off, and that's the position group you got to lean on. And you do it by helping them or making them lean on TCU, lean on their front, because Jordan Cena, big boy, man. Xavier Hill is like Chrysler. Those are big boys, man. You get them moving forward instead of trying to pass protect 30-plus times a game. That's the formula.
Coach Gunnar White also mentioned this on Wednesday as well. I mean, he mentioned how much they love going down to play at sea level, and you have an advantage given where Boulder is and the elevation. We see it every week when teams come up to Boulder, at least early in the game before they start to get their feet under them and settled in, and the adrenaline kicks in and all that.
Yep.
You're going to have a bit of an advantage in the first quarter, at least in this football game. Take advantage of that.
Was TCU ranked before they lost to Arizona State?
Yes.
What were they ranked?
24, I believe.
Yep.
That also gives me hope.
Why?
Because it feels like every time we beat a good team, it's right after they got knocked out of the top 25, or they get knocked out right thereafter.
Yeah. Anything else on TCU, guys, before we get to picks?
I wanted to see what they're giving up. Do you guys know rushing yards per game?
I can find that here in just a minute.
I've got it, I think.
Rushing defense, TCU is middle of the pack in the conference, right at number 8. They are allowing 132 rushing yards a game.
It's crazy because they're gaining 133.
Yeah. Worst in the conference. TCU has the worst rushing attack in the conference so far this season.
So nationally, TCU...
Well, and it's kind of weird at this stage of the season because you really got to look at what they're doing.
They're right about middle of the pack in
Conference
terms of run
games.
defense. Nationally as well. So.
All right.
And they've actually, TCU, unlike BYU, TCU has played some good teams.
Yes,
you know
they
what I'm
have.
saying?
They've
SMU
been
on the
tested.
schedule. Obviously, they opened up smacking North Carolina, but obviously Arizona State last week, too. They've been tested a few times. So
100%. All right. Ready?
let's do it.
Picks time.
Let's go. This is where I shine.
You've been rolling, bro.
Hey, that Wayne got real confident the last 2 weeks, bro. I don't really like his tone.
You don't want to see me shooting after I made a couple, bro. It's going up.
Yeah, solid, really good week from RK. We had our first. Why can't I
tie?
Yes, but push. Thank you, God. We had our push of the season last week in the TCU game of all games too. It was a 3-point line. ASU wins by 3.
Yeah.
So no matter what side you fall on there, we got 8 of them. 5 Big 12 games, and we're gonna start with tomorrow night, Friday night. Not the best Friday night slate. CSU's playing. If you want to hate watch,
Who they got?
San Diego State. I almost put that game on the slate.
Don't know anything about either.
Same. That's why I didn't put it on the slate.
Thanks.
Don't San Diego State got a fun head coach? Who's their head coach? Is
Sean
somebody
Lewis.
You know? Oh, I'm thinking of a different program.
You're tripping today.
Yeah, I'm
well,
thinking of a
you're
different
probably just
program.
thinking that it was notable in your brain.
Yeah,
who
maybe,
their coach
maybe
was.
that's what it was.
All right, first game.
Why are you looking at me like that, bro?
Because you should know that.
By the way, sitting in these chairs was a really good idea at first.
This
I'm
sucks.
sick of them.
This sucks.
But it looks nice for
does
being
kinda
in the
cool.
airport, I guess.
All right, first game tomorrow night. BYU is hosting West Virginia. West Virginia has just, season from hell.
Just
Might
stay
be putting
home.
it lightly.
Stay home, West Virginia.
The line is 19. BYU is favored by 19 at home. They are now the number 23 team in the country, so they only go one spot after beating CU last weekend.
That's tough.
I would like to start this by saying BYU is not that good. And I would like to also say that I'm taking BYU.
All right.
Me too.
I'm also taking BYU. There you go.
BYU had a pretty easy way to
And-
this point. And unfortunately, the Buffs didn't capitalize on their opportunity to make it harder.
And they're at home.
At
It's
home.
Friday night.
Yeah. I don't think West Virginia is going to be able to score much against BYU.
They're going back to Nico Marisol or whatever his
No,
name.
he's entering the portal.
Correct.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
I thought they – so then who's starting then? We don't even have a starting quarterback for West Virginia.
No clue.
The other guy.
God bless you if you pick them this weekend.
For real.
All right, to the marquee college football games. Big game in the SEC here. Arch Manning back
Wait, one last thing about BYU.
Okay.
I'm ready to declare a truce with their fan base. They are the only fan base ever that has understood Coach Prime.
Actually, that is true.
I
Like-
almost thought it was a bit
So did I.
at first.
So did I, and maybe it is.
Maybe it is.
But they don't even realize that it's a bit.
right.
But like their fans actually love and appreciate Coach Prime.
Yeah.
And it's because of it starts based on the relationship with him and Kalani Sitake.
Yeah.
And so
True.
it started with Coach Prime saying how much he loves Kalani Sitake. Kalani Sitake said, you know what, I love Coach Prime just as much. Their fans were like, really? And then they took a closer look at Coach Prime and they're like, man, this guy really cares about people. He really cares about his players. He's a great father to his kids. Like, you know, all the things that we want to be about, he's about.
Definitely.
And it's pretty cool to actually see their fan base realize that about Coach Prime and then be public about it.
Yeah.
So I take my hat off to BYU fans for not being afraid to show some love to Coach Prime.
Great take.
Thanks.
All right, Arch Manning back in a big spot here on the road to the Swamp. Florida, though.
A disaster.
Who knows what's going on over there?
I don't.
Jeez.
That's why I'm picking Texas. I got Texas winning and covering.
It's -7.
I think it's a massive coaching advantage for Texas with Sark versus Napier.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Texas. I think Arch has his best game of the season on
Love
Saturday
that.
so far, at least.
I'm taking Texas as well.
I'm taking Texas. Arch Manning gets Billy Napier fired.
I can see that, man. It's only a matter of time.
Florida's
exactly.
defense is really good. Cormani's playing really well for them.
Yeah, shout out to him.
It was actually Florida's AD. I don't know if he's still the AD. I don't think he is. I forget his name. But he had a quote that I just love to re-quote, which I actually got from Andrew Mason, who used to be one of my co-hosts on the Buff Show. But it was, what will be done eventually must be done immediately. And it applies to
Facts.
Florida right now.
Why wait?
I'm changing my pick. I'm picking Florida.
You just talked them into picking
You did.
Florida.
You did. This is a back against the wall game. They have to do something.
Yeah, I don't think that, like, their back's against the wall, but they have T-Rex arms.
Yeah, but it's the
So
SEC.
they can't push their way out.
Like, I could see this becoming like a 14-10 game, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Arch,
No,
it's
sure.
not like Texas and Arch has been explosive.
Yeah.
But that's also part of the reason where I'm like, they kind of need it. They need a big game, too. You know what I'm saying? Texas does. And Florida's, I think, going to give them an opportunity to have such a game.
I'm going to take the home field.
I feel it. Swamp. It's going to be tough to go in the swamp.
Staying in Florida. Just going down to the Doak now. Miami, Florida State. What a matchup in the ACC. Miami has been rolling. Florida State struggling a little bit. I mean, that Virginia game last weekend was crazy. Chandler Morris was the starting quarterback in that game.
He kind of balled out.
Talking about
Buffs
TCU
legend
ties.
Chandler Morris.
The line is -4 for Miami, who is on the road at the Doak.
Give me Florida State to cover. I like Florida State to cover at home.
I wanted to be the first one. Shout out to Stephen Proctor.
Yes. Shout out to SOP. P-Dog.
Let me get Florida State. Dragon Slayers.
Yeah. They're ready.
I'll take Miami.
Yeah, I would do that too if I was picking last.
I had that pick actually ahead of time.
Okay.
Last non-Big 12 game that we're going to pick, and this is
Big one.
I think this game's on when our game's going on.
Tough.
Which is a real shame. Diego Pavia and the Vanderbilt Commodores are traveling to Alabama, to Tuscaloosa, to take on the Crimson Tide. He's been talking about Johnny Manziel mentoring him this week.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's my goat right there, Johnny.
he's summoning all the upset in Tuscaloosa vibes that he possibly could. The line is 10.5, though, for the Crimson Tide.
Imagine saying Johnny Manziel is your mentor.
I wish I could say that.
He did take it to Bama.
He took it to. He might as well hit up Chad Kelly while he's at it.
Same style as the quarterbacks, though. Pavia, Kelly, and
Johnny.
And Johnny, thank you.
I'll let you guys go.
I picked Vandy.
I like Vandy to cover.
I might
well,
take the money line too.
I think 10.5 is a little too much. Honestly, even in Tuscaloosa.
So, I'm in a college pick'em. There's 10 games every week, and I will admit, when I first looked at this, I picked Vandy straight up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm changing my mind.
All right. You're allowed to do that on this
I'm going to take Alabama. I think they're going to be able to really play the revenge card here. And not only did Vandy beat them last year, but kind of danced on their grave and turned it into a legendary a game that college football fans will remember forever.
Totally,
for sure.
Totally.
And I think Alabama has to stand on business and say bro, we are Alabama. We cannot let that happen again.
Alabama had a big win last week
Georgia. Yeah.
at Georgia. Ty Simpson's playing pretty well.
Ty Simpson's playing really well.
All right, Big 12 slate. Here we go.
Finally.
First
the
game.
conference that matters.
This is a crazy line.
It's insane.
And I think the line is saying something. I learned this from Andre. Iowa State, the number 14 team in the country, is traveling to Cincinnati. The Bearcats have quietly been playing well as well.
They have. Did I mention that on the show earlier this week or last week?
I think you did.
Because I was since obviously they lost to Nebraska week 1, they've played pretty good football.
Yeah, they put it on Bowling Green. They had kind of a glorified bye week. I don't even know. It was Northwestern State. And then they were in a dogfight against Kansas. They're scoring points, though. This team is actually scoring points.
Was it Northwestern State where Javon Antonio came from?
Yep. Iowa State just lost their top 2 corners for the season.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's going to hurt.
I mean, being without Jontez Williams and Jeremiah Cooper, 2 guys that I voted.
I can already hear what you guys are going to pick, and I thought I was going to be the one to do that.
No. I don't think so.
I don't think so. Where
line,
are y'all at?
The line is Cincinnati minus 1.5 against the number 14 team coming into their stadium.
You're on Cincy, correct?
I'm taking Cincy. The book is telling you to take Cincy.
So there's an important thing at play here, and it's a rule that my good buddy Bryce reminded me of last weekend.
Shout out B-Bass.
Before the ASU TCU game. Teams always lose right before they play the Buffs. And then we get the angry version of them that's trying to make up for how they screwed up the week before. So give me Cincinnati based on that rule and that rule only.
I love this. I will take a free point with Iowa State here.
Careful, brother. I'm just telling you.
I will take a free point.
Careful.
I love that. Better coach, better quarterback, better team, even without those injuries. Iowa State is the underdog in this. They get to play the underdog card. Are y'all kidding me? Give me the Cyclones.
You're falling into the trap, bro. You're falling into the trap.
Give me the Clones.
Oh my gosh. This game
is true though. When you see a line, it makes you go, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
Yep.
Usually there's a reason.
Yep.
But that's not why I'm picking it.
We know the reason though.
Picking it based on the B-Bads rule.
This game looked a lot better before the season, but now they're 2 unranked teams. It's 10 a.m. Kansas State is traveling to Baylor. Baylor, I mean, Sawyer's still playing really well, man.
What did Baylor do last week?
They did not cover against Oklahoma State in that 21-point spread, which I got a point for.
Would have been maybe one of my only losses.
I mean, you got 5.5 points.
Yeah. So I guess
you missed 2 games
only,
technically. Yeah. The line for this game is 6.5. I am taking the better quarterback in the Baylor Bears.
We're completely in line this week, I think, you and I don't think we've been separate on one pick. Oh no, Miami. Yeah, I'm taking Baylor as well.
Give me the underdog. Give me Kansas State to cover.
You're doing this again, bro.
Dylan Edwards. Did y'all see him last week?
I saw a play that he went crazy.
He looked like Dylan Edwards last week. Over 160 yards rushing.
Whoa.
Yeah. Give me K-State. Everybody is out on them right now, and for good reason. And I think now that they're a bit more healthy, Dylan, the focal point of their offense, is now back in the fold and healthy. I don't know if Kansas State wins this game, but I think they keep it close. So give me K-State to cover.
What's the number?
6.5.
Last game before we pick the CU game. Texas Tech, the number 11 team in the country. They didn't play last week, right? They were on a bye? So
Correct.
They're still coming off of the high from that massive, I mean, they just took it to Utah completely. That game, the score probably even looked closer than the game actually was, honestly.
Oh, it was kind of a pillow fight for like the entire first half.
Yeah, but then Hammond got in the game. By the way, they're going back to Barron Morton, I think.
And that was going to be my point. They're playing their second best quarterback.
And they are 11-point favorites on the road. I am taking Houston. I'm standing by the Houston Cougars. They are a good football team.
Stay with them, bro.
I can't. They're not good. Houston is not good. They should have lost last
They're
week.
a good football team.
Bro, did
Good
you
football teams
watch
win games. They find ways to win.
Who are they even playing?
Oregon State.
Oh, my God, bro. They should have actually
0-4 Oregon State, by the way.
They should have actually lost to 0-4 Oregon State.
Yep.
That team sucks. Texas Tech by 1,000,000 with their backup quarterback.
I'm on Tech, for sure.
All right. I love this. I love how this week is shaping up. All right. Last game on the slate here. Colorado. Going back to TCU. 2 touchdown underdogs, actually 13.5. We already previewed the game. Go check out Know Your Enemy. Taking the Buffs.
What was the number again?
13.5.
Nice.
That's pretty crazy. I think Colorado has played 2 ranked teams this year, and those 2 games have been decided by a total of 10 points. I think Georgia Tech is better than TCU. I think BYU is better than TCU. Colorado was in both of those games with a chance to win at the end. So I certainly like Colorado to cover this 13.5-point spread.
Yeah, I mean, as historically the biggest homer in CU Buffs media, the most positive media member about this team over the course of the last 12 years, I am taking the Buffs, as I always do, to win the football game. Forget covering the fucking spread.
Hell yeah.
I took the money line, too, for what it's worth. Golden Hammer time. Which games you guys picking?
Oh, snap, yeah.
Oh, I don't like that I don't have a monitor, by the way.
And
I
my
like
phone
being able
just
to see
died
the
too.
little
I can't
graphic.
even
Go ahead.
see all the what you call it. Yeah,
Make your picks, sir.
I'm going to Golden Hammer Iowa State.
Oh, my God, bro. Don't do that.
Period.
I'm telling you,
No,
don't
let
do
him
that.
do it. Let him do it.
Are y'all kidding me?
Golden Hammer, BYU.
RK's taking BYU. Scotty's taking Iowa State. We're going to have a battle on this game, Scotty. I'm taking Cincy with my Golden Hammer.
You're insane, dog.
All right.
You're
Wait.
insane.
A Golden Hammer off?
A Golden Hammer off.
Holy shit.
Golden
insane.
Hammer
I
off.
never thought I'd see the day.
You agree that the reason Cincinnati is favored in this game is because of Iowa State's injuries, correct?
No.
You think they're favored because Vegas thinks they're just a better team and at home?
I think they're the favorite team because this is a good Cincinnati team, just considering record standpoint where they are right now.
Sure.
You got a top 15 team coming in. That place is going to be turned.
As turned as Cincinnati can be, sure.
All right.
I'm just
They've been scoring points, man.
okay. Again, I like Cincinnati, but
I don't know what's going to happen. I just know the rules. The rules are teams lose before they play the Buffs.
And also the book is trying to tell us
BYU
something.
didn't.
Who did they play?
I don't know. Nobody.
No, they played
Yeah,
Wyoming,
Nobody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
right? Weren't
No,
they on
no.
bye?
No, that was Utah.
Or you're right. Yes.
Yeah.
yes.
I don't know.
Who did
BYU
they play?
didn't play anybody before Colorado, so
Yeah, they played East Carolina.
correct.
Yes.
Yeah, so that doesn't count.
All right.
There you go. There's our picks.
I think I'm gonna end up in first place this
week
time next
6.
week.
Oh my God, Scott.
I'm pretty sure that's how it's gonna go.
We'll see. We'll see.
All right. Super chats. I don't know. You're just gonna call them out. Fair enough. Fair enough.
All right, we got time to kill. I mean, we literally have at least 3 hours before we board our flight,
Yeah.
so we're in no rush here.
Nah, me and Jake somewhere to be.
And we finished all our ads. So even if we lose
Oh,
the
yeah.
stream, it's
True.
fine.
Yeah. I mean, we could just go straight.
You're still doing that, by the way?
Doing what? I don't know. I mean, I would like to. I don't know if it's feasible at this point now, though.
I was just calling
We'll
back
talk
to what you
about it.
said to me earlier.
We can go back to like the vibes of the Nebraska game last year. Just chilling on the bus, live on the YouTube channel.
True. I was like, I don't want to stop. No, what game was it where you were like, end the stream, and I was like, no.
Arizona, bro. Arizona. You would not let me end the show. It was crazy.
Yeah. Turns out there can be a good show after a couple drinks.
That was the last show before the Scotty Pockets era.
It was, actually. Yep.
What a time.
Yeah. Damn. Thank you. All right, here we go.
The BTA Arizona game. What a vibe.
I
never wanted the show to end.
That was definitely your best BTA performance as well. In the stands at Arizona.
Yeah.
That was
sure.
I think it was the last one.
It might have been. Unless you brought it out for Oklahoma State or Utah.
Didn't even pack a belt this week.
I was going to say something, but I'm not even going to give Arizona credit. Bums. Super chats. KDRF Sports TV says, are you all in Texas? If so, where are you going to tailgate? We are currently not in Texas yet.
God willing, we will be in Texas eventually.
Yes, tonight, hopefully. Where are we going for a tailgate? Are we just going to the Buffs Bash?
We have a couple options, but we're going to make an appearance at the Buffs Bash.
Okay. Well,
I'll tell you why after.
Okay, KDRF Sports is asking where we're tailgating, though.
Well,
Stay tuned to Twitter.
No. Just go to the Buffs Bash.
Okay, cool.
We'll be there.
Wario Telly with the 279. Is that Canadian again? Appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
Wario.
MSJ TV asks, Jake, is the iPhone 17 worth the upgrade? I just needed a new phone so bad. My battery was terrible. I had I'm coming from a 13 mini. This is my first upgrade in like 4 years.
Bro,
so.
the processor on that thing was so slow. I bet you that feels like that's moving at light speed.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
I had that mini too, and I really loved it, other than the fact that, like, even Twitter, like, you couldn't just scroll without it, like, getting stuck.
Yeah. I mean, I do miss the mini phone. It's just not an option anymore. I did think about the Air, which RC has. But after coming from such a bad battery, going to a thin phone that's already got a worse battery is just was non-negotiable.
Also, Nate asks if we're going to the Stockyards tomorrow. We have to.
Hell yeah.
Well, a guy who we talked to earlier who gave us the recommendation for the restaurant, he said it's right by the Stockyards, and like you can just go right by there after we eat.
Yeah. No. Well.
Potentially, depending on time, of course.
Because we have a late pregame show tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So as soon as we're done with that, then we are going to head down to that area. We have to basically try to mimic as much of the 2023 TCU trip as we possibly can.
Because I didn't get to experience it.
We're staying in the same hotel. We're going to go to the same bar tomorrow night. I think it's called Second Rodeo. Actually, I know it's called Second Rodeo.
I don't remember where we went, though.
It's not your first rodeo. It's your second rodeo. Yeah, the one that has, like, the outdoor with the live music.
Oh, that place was sick, yeah.
So we're going back to there. And, yeah, we're going to try to keep things as much like the same and recreate the vibes as much as possible.
God, what a time, man.
What a time indeed.
Unbelievable. Well, do we have any super chats or anything else to talk about right now? I mean, we're sitting here. We have nowhere to go.
Someone asked if we're flying into Dallas Love. No, we're flying into DFW. Seeing if there's any other interesting comments. Let's check our flight to make sure it's still on time.
While you do that, Dom Peasy with the super chat says, "Great show, squad. I love the airport setup since the bus is gone. I say this should be the new road show setup for the year."
Honestly,
me too. I agree.
If we had a late flight every time, I'd be fine with it.
I mean, this is actually really chill.
It is.
No one has bothered us at all.
A lot of people looking at us sideways.
Facts.
Sure.
But that's all right.
What
would you think if you came up the escalator like those two fine gentlemen just did and looked over here to sync this? Like, what would be your first thought that was happening?
Shit, is that DNVR? No.
I think my first thought would be like, oh, it's like an airport show. It's like a podcast for the airport.
It's actually like, are they filming a commercial right now?
Yeah.
That's what the thought is.
I think it would be like live from DIA. Like, everything's canceled today because the government shut down. People are pissed everywhere.
Julius asks, any news on recruiting momentum? We covered that a lot on Tuesday, I believe. We had some stuff on Wednesday as well. But, yes, CU recruiting is picking up right now. Was last week the Sedarian game?
Yes.
So
No.
who was it last week then?
That
it was the quarterback.
That was
Kavian Bryant.
Yeah.
Put some respect on his name,
The
bro.
2027 5-star.
He's got great taste in who to follow on Twitter.
Bro, respected. The last 2 home games, one of them you had a 5-star 2026 receiver, and the next one you had a 5-star 2027 quarterback.
Perspective.
Crazy.
Thank you. Yep.
Perspective is needed.
Crazy.
Someone asked me, do you think that this is our worst travel story?
No.
It's mine.
Okay. Because we did have
Mine.
the scariest one for me was not like scared in that way, but going to Lubbock last year.
True.
Because that was in the snowstorm.
I don't know.
And I was just scared that we weren't going to be able to make it.
Something about being on the bus, bro, just makes me feel safe, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No matter what happened, I'm
But
like, we got the bus, so I'm going to be good.
Well, I knew we would be good. Like that's what I mean. Like I wasn't scared for our safety.
Sure.
Plus Kenny Highways had that shit on a lot.
Shout out Kenny Highways, wherever you are.
But I was worried that like all the roads were going to be closed and then they weren't ever going to open.
Right.
So like we were going to have to either like find a flight or something to come down here or just miss the game. And like it would have sucked to miss that game. That was fun. That was the worst for me because also I'll never forget. I don't know if this is what you were about to say. Well, I'll never forget when we came to we came to a block in the road. Mm-hmm. They shut down the highway. And Unk comes back to me. He's like, RK, this road's closed. And I was like,
you want me to do
what am I going to do about it?
Bro, I have never seen that before. Just like a road, just like, nope, can't come through here, turn around. Like, I've just never seen that before in my life. And I'm like, what the hell do we do now?
So then, like, I just go up there and I'm, like, talking with Kenny Highways, like, hey, bro, we're going to have to be Kenny Side Streets. Because all the highways are closed.
I'm dead.
Toughest road trip.
My computer and my phone are dead now. I'm kind of down bad.
Last year was kind of rough for us. For me in particular. Number 1 has to be UCF. Number 2 is pretty close to Alamo Bowl. And then, yes, Texas Tech is
What was wrong with the Alamo Bowl?
I got stranded in the airport again because of a canceled flight.
Oh, on the way back, right?
No, on the way there.
Yeah,
I was on pregame because, I went back home to Utah for Christmas, hang out with the fam.
Yep.
And then I flew out, I think, the day after Christmas or something like that. Like
you had to go into Dallas or something?
Yeah, so I flew at like 7:30, 8 o'clock flight in the morning from Salt Lake to Dallas Love. Got
where
there,
RC was.
where I was meeting up with him, yes. And our flight was like an hour after I showed up. And I was like, word, like, I'll get some water, like, be able to chill, like, do my thing. It is what it is. Delays just start rolling in, and it's exactly what we just experienced, where it's like we're sitting at the gate, like you feel like it's close, and then they just keep extending and extending. I think we were there for 9 hours. I mean, you guys did pregame show. I remember I called in the pregame show from the bar.
You guys were at that same bar, bro.
Yes.
Like, at least today we've been moving around.
Yeah.
I remember just like seeing the tweet updates
Yeah.
of you guys in the exact same place, like every 3 hours. I'm like, bro, how have you sat in that seat for that long?
Here's the thing. We couldn't get up, though, because the whole airport was basically shut down because it was storming in Dallas. And so all the flights at Love were grounded, basically. So the airport
so they weren't even letting people in.
Oh, it was a disaster. Lines to the bathrooms, lines to get into places to try and get a table. So we found that place where we were sitting, and we were like, we can't move. Like, so we'd take turns, obviously, walking around and stuff, but we couldn't get up at all.
We should figure out if there's in this terminal on the other side if they have that deck, because I'd kill for some fresh air.
That'd be great.
I swear.
I think this is my worst one for a Buffs game. What? Oh, you got. I see what.
Yeah, this is my worst though for sure, no doubt.
You guys do that. Me, Alyssa, and RC have a plan too.
One last super chat from Don Peasy. I imagine RK saying in his Wolf of Wall Street voice,
"We're not fucking leaving."
I just saw that interaction on the show. That's hilarious. I imagine RK
I'm going to have to go back and watch
saying in the Wolf of Wall Street voice to the airport staff, "We're not leaving. The show must go on," before setting up on the spot. That was pretty much, I mean, here's the thing about working with RK. Sometimes, man, you just got to follow him because he's just going to lead you to the promised land, and you just got to believe in him. And that's what happened today, and here we are. The show's done, basically, and we've just got to get there.
I can't take all credit.
Shout out to
Alyssa
you.
also came with me to figure out what
Shout
the
out
hell we were
Alyssa.
going to do because
Yeah.
we actually predicted what happened. When we originally decided to do this show, we were still boarding at 4:50, something like that. So we were like, all right, let's just do it. And then I was like, Jake, do you think this is the best decision? He's like, I don't know, man. I don't even know what the best decision is. And then I was like, all right, well, let's just do it because what if we just sit here and then our flight gets canceled or moved again and we've still done nothing. So thankfully, even though it was bad news for us, the prediction was right. We should do the show.
Yes, it was. Great call, actually.
Well played,
Fantastic call.
Well played.
Anything else? Are we trying to split?
Yeah. I don't know. Anyone else have any other questions?
You got anything else to say? Anything? Literally anything? Take us on a tangent?
I'm trying to think if I have any good stories from traveling, especially for Buffs games. Most of them are just like sob stories about how bad the game went. Those aren't the vibes we need. So I think we can wrap it up.
All right. We will have a pregame show. It'll be later tomorrow.
Looking at probably like a 7 o'clock Central Time start for the pregame show. So that's 6 o'clock Mountain Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Time.
There you go. And then, of course, postgame to follow shortly after the game on Saturday nights. You guys know the deal by now. We appreciate y'all. Thanks for hanging with us in Denver International Airport. It's one I'll never forget, truly.
Just checked it off the bucket list today, y'all. Airport show.
Hopefully the last one, but
For
also
real.
not the worst one.
Not the worst one. Yeah, totally. All right. See you guys tomorrow. Let's go Buffs.
Let's go Buffs.
We all silly like the mayor.